So Lisa and I made it back up here today. We are going to try to put some cabinets in. And we got the sparkling sage. You like that?
I do.
Me too. Like it. And I was thinking about putting the facings back on them, but after we talked a second, I think we're going to go ahead and try to get them all mounted where we want them first, and then put the facings on, get them set in there solid on the floor and mounted to the wall and everywhere. So anyway, I think that's what we're going to do. We are level, so we just need to finish up right there, tight, and we'll deal with that gap some way.
Okay. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Seems pretty solid.
Yeah. Thanks for this up here, but we will get that better before we're done. Setting solid on the floor. Now we gotta get those attached somehow. These are for pocket holes, but I'm gonna drill this way and make sure I don't drill where my hinges mount, but maybe drill one down low, one in the middle, and I might just do one right here at the top, so there would be 3. Or maybe 4 would be better. What do you think, Lisa? Probably 4.
Probably
would be
4,
best.
yeah.
One at the top and bottom, and then a couple right here in the middle, because that door will be hanging on that. So that's what we're going to do. This is a pocket hole drill bit, but I'm going to set it where I want one of these screws to reach. And what we want is, the thread of that to be in this other board.
Might not be focused.
So we want to drill this deep enough that the thread, if you come up here, Lisa, I can show you. I'm going to drill into this board down here to where this screw goes in that deep, and the threads here won't hold on this, it'll pull. And this, they'll pull them together tight. The threads will all be in this one, and then this one will have enough wood there to keep pulling it over. So that's kind of the plan. I'm going to drill about that deep right there. We won't go quite that far, so about right there, and then that screw will pull it all together. Figure out where we want that for sure. I think right there is where I want it. Okay, tighten that up.
I saw someone the other day on a video trying to use their pocket hole drill, and they chose not to use it because they just didn't have time to figure it out.
Oh.
So maybe this will help somebody.
Yeah, well there's
Like, it's easier than you.
they're easy to use. This actually, if it was a normal pocket hole, you would come on here and set it on here like that and drill in at an angle and put them together, but I'm not going to do that. I'm doing it just straight in. So it's still a pocket hole, but it's not using the tool. It's just using the bit, which will make a pocket for that screw to go into. I'll drill it out here and show you. We'll just put one in first right up here. And that'll allow the screw to get out of the way to where there's nothing there. And
That would be in the way of the drawer or...
yeah. Yep. We'll try it right there. Go from the center of that board. Okay. So now, put this other bit in and we'll see if it's going to work the way I want it to. Okay. There, so that made a good joint there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that again. Let me move this up so I got more room down here maybe. Pretty much what I want, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna put one right down here. Then we'll get them in the middle. Go for the center again. I got that turned down so it breaks over instead of busting the wood or something. It doesn't put a whole lot of force on it, but it does draw it tight.
So it looks good.
Yeah.
It went together really well.
Yeah. So I think we'll do that again. Might, wherever we do it here, we'll try to keep it the same all the way through.
Okay.
Okay, so we got these pocket holed in. We just went with 3 after we talked about it a little more. But anyway, those will not even be noticeable really in there. If you chose to, you could drive a dowel pin in there and cut it off and sand it a little if you didn't want that hole. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to leave it there. Now we're ready to think about a sink over here. And by the way, we had talked about this end piece, painting it to go on the end. And then we got to talking about it and just decided that thing was a little, I don't remember how much it cost, but the refrigerator's going to be up against this or a freezer, so we just painted that end.
And it looks fine.
It looks fine for us. May not everybody be suited by that, but we're happy with it. What do we want to do here? I need to figure out where a floor joist is, don't I?
Yeah.
Where's one at?
Well, under here somewhere, but
That's a good start. We've got a good start. You're so smart. It's, okay. I need to go downstairs, I guess, and look up. Okay, so run that screw down where I thought was going to be the place that we wanted it. And it is. We lucked out. It's right between those two floor joists that are really close together for some reason. And this is the old sink drain here that comes down, so I can come back over here and tie into it. Looked out there. This water goes to the outside water spigot, but right here is my hot and cold hot line and the cold line, so I can just tap right into them again back here and shoot over and right on up to that. Of course, we'll go with this is a, what is that, 3/4 inch line. We don't want that up there. We'll drop it down to a 1/2 inch, but we're in good shape. And we just had, this is dripping here, this little spot. But we just had a bad rainstorm overnight, and it's dry in here. So if you remember the work we done and plugged that hole up a year ago and dug all this foundation out and put drainage pipe around it. There's some of the leftover drainage pipe. It worked, because it's dry. So went down, we seen where the screw come out that I put in through the floor there just to figure out, make sure we was in the right spot. It was almost perfect. It was perfect. There's nothing around it. So I'm coming up here. What I want to do is I want this to come through the very center back here. And I want to make sure that I have room behind it here for a fitting or whatever, just a little bit of room. So before I take my hole saw and start drilling a hole, I'm gonna set this in here, and I'm gonna get about a finger width behind it back there. And that'll be close enough to measure to know where I want that. And then I'm gonna run my water lines on either side of that back here. And when we put the drawer in, if we use it in this one, we will just cut that section out of it and build it back to where it just closes right around that. That's kind of the plan right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill my drain and then my hot and cold water lines. What did I do with my bit? I'll leave it in there, I guess.
Right there.
Okay. I'll just use this one.
Okay. It's readily available.
Readily available. This just fits my 1.5-inch pipe perfectly. So but not with that. That's what we want right there. So I'm going to drill these down.
Okay.
Okay. Now then. This might go the way. Okay.
That worked. I can see the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Now then. Tell a little bit. I may not have got that where I wanted it. It'll all be. I don't think that's good.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't look good, does it?
No. Ooh. Can we hold the pipe? Oh.
Yeah,
Well.
hold that pipe. So we got our holes drilled, and I had this hole off a little. I don't know why, but I did. But had to make this 2 22.5s put together, and that makes it work. I'm just dropping this through the floor for now. Right down there, like that. We're gonna set this over it. There she be. Now we're ready to finally put this one in. Screw it in. The water lines, I can manage them. They're lined up. And we can get those to fish through, I think, easy enough later. Okay, so I'm not going to tighten it completely yet. Let me do this. There. So, you get them. So this is flush here and down here, but it's got a little right through there. It's not flush. Nothing I can do about that. Got a little bit of a pucker in that board. So, we're back to this. Finally. It'll square up, I think. There. Down here too, I think. Can't really tell what I'm doing with that one. It'll get way too tight too quick. And I'll ring my hole. A little more control with this one. Okay. Here they be.
Feel about that?
How do I feel about that?
Yeah,
I feel good about it.
you do.
Yeah. Because we're making it great again. It's tight.
Yeah, it's
They
tight.
sit solid on the floor. They're not attached straight down. The floor still gives.
Still a floating floor.
Still a floating floor. It just floats under our cabinets. So I think, Lise, I think that's what we want right there. I think we need to clean them up and maybe I'll trim that stuff off. We got to figure out what we want to do with our countertop. We've got to get a measurement on it. We'll get it laid over here in a minute and make sure we get a good cut on it, because we'll want it to just come right flush here with this, like that.
Like that.
Yep. I'm happy with that though. So what we'll do, these cabinets, for some reason, to set here level and square, they are tight back here and they are out just a little bit over there to fit good at the wall and to keep the faces straight here. So that's why they're shimmed, just to make the front look good. So anyway, there's a little bit of, it's not perfectly flat up here the way I would wish it was, but it'll be all right. It's level, but they're kind of up and down just a little, and that's just the way they go to make the fronts fit the way I want them to. We can adjust some of this other out like we done back here, and there's a 1/4 inch difference there, so that won't show up on the countertop overhang up here. Nobody will ever notice the difference there. And when we set that on here, these are made to run screws through, and those boards here are made to push screws up through to hold the top down. We will probably also put a little light bead of silicone or something on this to let that set down in, and that'll make it solid for sure, and it'll help hold it. And it'll also strengthen these boards like this that are still have play in them. You know, they're not real strong. So we'll get something up here going down that'll hold them with the glue, you know, glue to this other, either silicone or glue, one or the other. Make it a lot stronger. It's gonna be great. Again. Okay, I'm gonna go get my little buzzer.
Okay.
there. Alrighty, so we got our cabinets all mounted. They're solid. We took our countertop out and cut it off. We're in the process of getting the hole in it to set the sink or put the sink under. That's going to be on another video. This one is, I think we're going to call it good on this one. I don't think we'll even put the doors and stuff back on this yet, will we?
Probably not.
Let's just wait and do that when we get a little further. But we might just call this one a short little video here and move on and catch that on the next one, because that really turned into more than I thought it was going to. And I'm tired and it's time to go home. Lisa's really wanting to go home. She keeps telling me, I'm tired, I want to go home. Not
When
really.
can we go home?
That's fake news. So, alrighty, we're gonna get out of here and we will continue making this mudroom great again.
Yes.
The next
Thanks for
video.
watching.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate y'all.